This is my latest research, and what triggered me was the military chroniclers of Alexander the Great. They were from Hellenistic Greek, and they bragged about they have stolen 230,000 bulls in the Himalayas. 230,000. So immediately it struck me, how do you catch 230,000 bulls? 230,000 bulls, and who has so many bulls? Because it's not just like catching some mangoes in the wilderness for your soldiers to catch 2 lakh bulls. Here we have to imply folklore, and we have to apply anthropology, because there was only one tribe in India who could muster this kind of numbers of bullocks. And the Tandas had starting points up in the Himalayas for intercontinental travels. So definitely it looks like Alexander the Great and his army came very suddenly on these Banjaras and forced the Banjaras to surrender to them and stole the whole Tanda. That's amazing. Now, I can have opinions about a lot of things, but now we have got a new tool, artificial intelligence. This tool must be used by common sense, not to let it become a master and not let it become a soulmate. As long as we are the master and artificial intelligence is a tool, we can sharpen our questions and get the most amazing answers. So here one day I did like this. I asked artificial intelligence the question, the obvious question, that district 2,300 years ago was named Gor Banjara. The river is still named Gor Banjara up in the Himalayas, just west of Kabul. And I asked artificial intelligence, could it be that this is the ancestral origin of the Gor Banjara people? AI didn't say no. This is what it wrote. Based on historical theories, the term Gor Banjara is an ancient name of the region of Afghanistan and may be the ancestral origin of the Gor Banjara people, a historically nomadic trading community. That amazed me. And then artificial intelligence knows a lot about the Banjaras, because AI is a summary of everything that has been published online of Gor Banjaras. It can scan through these materials in seconds or minutes and give us answers. This is the area, this is the map. You can see Gor Banjara. I have put Gor Banjara on this map. And this is the valleys that Alexander's army was chasing up and down. But it also came down the Gor Banjara Valley, Alexander's army of around 40,000 soldiers. And as you can see here down, there is a Tanda in this area. Tanda Algade Gar. And we know what that means. This was a place where the Tanda stopped, where the bullocks and the bulls of the Banjaras rested or was reloading. So this was a very known area for the Gors. And we don't know exactly when this name was put on this mountain range, but it tells the story. Here are the rivers that is connected to the Indus rivers. And here you see Gor Banjara River today next to the Kabul River. So this is fascinating. As I wrote in my report, I could have spent the rest of my life till my hair got completely gray, not finding something useful linked to the Gor Banjaras, but artificial intelligence helped me with this. Now, the special position is with the Gor Banjaras to muster a lakh bullocks and bulls for a military campaign is not done by amateurs. Pawan, you are a clever boy, but I want to see you muster a lakh bulls, put them up in a Tanda, and take it from Telangana and into Karnataka. It's not done in a day. You have to be a very skilled professional to do these kind of things. Today, you have to be a very skilled professional. And the people who lived 2,300 years ago, they were very skilled. And as you know, which the Hellenistic people might not have known, India was very, very linked to different castes. You didn't mix up the caste. If you were a Tandawala and the job was to muster a lakh bulls, you didn't mess up with other things. It was a full-time job. It requires all your skills to do this. And the only way that Alexander the Great could do away with 2 lakh bulls was to capture you and force you to follow them along the path. And the chroniclers writes that they took these bulls back to Greek. That was the end of the Tanda business. It was a big, big blow to the Banjaras. How do we know? Simply because the Tanda people did not live anywhere. They didn't have a fixed position, a fixed property. They didn't have a bank. What they had of wealth, they carried with them. That's what I'm saying, that if you could capture a Tanda of 2 lakh or 1 lakh bulls, it's what's like striking jackpot in a casino. You could run away with accumulated wealth of generations of Banjaras in one strike. That's why this was such a big blow to the Banjaras. This PowerPoint I've sent to you, Vinayak, I haven't sent it to you, but you can get it from me. I want to make a point before I want to know your opinion. Alexander the Great was not a tribal man. He was a city dweller. He was an urbanized thinker. He wanted to create a lot of cities, Alexandrias up in the Himalayas and in the Indus Valley. That was not how the Gors were thinking. The Gors were thinking, where is my kingdom? It's where the sun rises in the east and it's where the sun sets in the west. The next day my kingdom have changed. But for Alexander it was about money, wealth and taxation, because the Indus Valley stood for almost 30% of the tax income of the Persian Empire, the Achaemenid Empire. So he planned to build 5 big cities called Alexandria in this area. That means it must have been very wealthy, lots of money, lots of marketplaces. Unfortunately for Alexander, he died 13 years into his military campaign. And one of these Alexandrias was going to be built next to Gor Banjara. That means the Tanda business was very lucrative because Alexander was searching for these kind of areas. Now I let you talk freely about this topic. Anybody who wants to say something? Vinayak, you are a folklorist. Does this make sense?
Hello? Hello?
Yes, audible, sir.
Audible? Sir?
Audible, sir.
Audible. Sir, I heard that in Afghanistan there is a Gor province, not the valley. There is also a Gor provinces, Gor state.
That is true, but this is
Gor region.
This is a political entry who has come much more later in history. So this has more
Yeah.
to do with political maps and the kings who were ruling in Afghanistan
Yeah.
in a particular time. But this Gorband is directly
Yeah.
linked to Alexander the Great in that age.
Yeah. And before the independence of the India, Afghanistan is also the part of the India.
Correct.
And in the Hindu civilization, its period is before Christ to 1,500 years, and we found so many things belonging to the Banjaras, like the cells and the bullocks and coins on the bullocks and the beef and other and their plates and other things also. So the anthropologist's opinion is that the Banjaras are at the time of the Indus civilization, Mohenjo-daro civilization. So their origin is not at the period of only Alexander. Before the Alexander, that is the 1500 BC. This is the opinion of the so many anthropologists, historians. Sir.
The fascinating thing
Hello.
is that
Yes, you are.
okay,
Go on, sir,
Ramesh.
go on. Audible,
Ramesh,
audible.
Bolo.
Okay. Sir.
Yes. Sir, your presentation is very, very effective and new historical research. I appreciate your presentations. And also I learned so many things. Okay, we go together and we have to submit in the public also. There are a lot of research on Banjara. Actually, orally, lot of peoples, historian, anthropologist, our Banjara's origin is from Afghanistan, just by oral. But we don't have any witness, many documentations. One of my friend from
No,
Punjab.
Chawanje, I will interfere. Afghanistan is not the separate state or the separate country at the time of the India's independence. It is the part of the India.
No.
So the origin of the Banjara is the Rajasthan or the what we call the Banjara. The Gor Banjara, that is in Afghanistan. No? So that is the part of the India.
No,
So the origin of the Banjara is not Afghanistan. No. That is India.
Afghanistan is a territory.
Ramesh, listen.
After independence, Afghanistan is the state.
Ramesh,
Sir,
listen.
Afghanistan is the state. India is
in the age of Alexander the Great, this was part of Persia. This was part of the Achaemenid Empire. They had four provinces in this area. Even Punjab was during Darius I a part of Persia. My opinion is that this.
Sir, I will interfere. He is a Persian or the Alexander. Alexander was invaded the India. And he took some Banjaras with him, the soldiers, businessmen, and artists and others. So now Alexander, he invaded India.
See.
And he saw the Banjara people, as you told, no, their cattle, their wealth, and everything. And he is afraid about their bravery, their knowledge, their courage. So he has taken so many brave soldiers of Banjaras and their Banjara artists and artists also.
Can you see the map which I put up now?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the.
This
is people who call themselves Persians.
I will say.
Pardon?
Nancy, welcome.
I've been here all the time. I'm frozen on the screen.
Oh.
But this is very, very fascinating. And tell me what you were going to say about the slide that you put up.
No, I'm saying that
Please.
all these people you see on this map, they call themselves Persians. They spoke Persians. They were a part of the Achaemenid Empire. They didn't see that they had occupied any part of India, Dibinaik. This was very much the heartland of Persia. Anyhow, Ayal, you have been listening. What do you have to say?
Okay, so again, shalom. Hello to everybody. This is very interesting theory. Very interesting. I think AI has very nice ideas, and it should be checked. It should be checked, and it should be done. It should be checked by looking after chronicles, to send young students to go to this Gorban River around whatever, to go to Kabul area and to check about chronicles that would speak about the origin of these people, to look after their family trees, if there is any, and also to look after the traditions. This is something very, very important that also need to be checked according to this nice theory.
So I have a question. I agree, Eyal. Ivar, I'm wondering, is there what Pashtun tribes, if there's any overlap also during this time period from what we know with the Pashtun?
See, according to my knowledge into this topic, I followed Ayal to Jaipur. I met a couple of Pathans. The Pathans had no knowledge about the Banjaras, and the Banjaras have no knowledge about the Pathans whatsoever. There is no written records, there is nothing in folklore, there is nothing in day-to-day talk.
Yes, I was also impressed
But
like this. Yes.
I'm wondering if there was, I mean, there could be, as you're saying, no memory, no documentation, etc. But I am wondering about, because of the geographic proximity, there still could have been some kinds of contact.
There
But
has,
it's very, very interesting.
Nancy,
I think that it's important.
I
Yeah.
answer your question. Definitely there has been contact between the Pathans and Banjaras. They met in Afghanistan on the run away from violent Islam. But as I told Ayal, they came to a different conclusion. The Pathan converted, the Banjaras refused to convert and ran away. And there was nothing more to talk about.
Right. This I understand. I understand this. Yes. Yeah.
So the key here is a place where Ayal has been, to the Basavana Museum in the city of Gadag. Basavana is a very fascinating character. Because of him, it was possible for the Banjaras to maintain Jewish tradition for 700 years. Because Basavana believed in one God. That God did not live in a temple. He could be worshipped from anywhere. So he is very, very similar to a Judaic kind of person who would not prosecute the Banjaras for keeping similar traditions. And inside his museum, around 1100, 1200 AD is this character, you find Magen David. It doesn't prove anything, but it's fascinating, it's there. And every day in Gadag, the Lingayats point makes Star of David's up till today. It's very fascinating. Pavan, please tell us something what you think.
Yeah, so what I was saying, it's it's absolutely true because as we people didn't have written records and documentation, but in our stories, songs, something is hidden, and we have to look after. And the thing which was saying, some people, especially old people, say to me that we people came from Afghanistan region and still our Banjara people living inside the Afghanistan. So this is my views.
I
Yeah,
I will interfere. 1 minute. So in Afghanistan, in Pakistan also Banjaras are there.
Yeah.
But they are not following the Hindu religion. They are following Islamic religion. There are some Islamic Banjaras also there, and in the northern part of the India, there are Sikh Banjaras also there. So they have converted. They followed many religions, even though Farsi or other religion. But their origin is India. They are the original religion is Hindus.
DB Naik.
But afterwards,
Sir,
DB Naik.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry.
Hey, a minute. Dr. Ayal Bairi came to Gadag. For what purpose? His purpose was to look for, in daily life Jewish tradition, he found at least 10 traditions that are similar to Judaism used in day-to-day life. How is this possible, DB Naik? How can this have been preserved in a small part of Karnataka up till today, if these people are not Jewish, if they are not from the origin, the ancient house of Israel?
hello,
Second
Ayal
is-
please repeat it.
I repeat, Dr. Ayal Bairi came to Gadag to try to identify traditions and rituals that are similar to the ancient house of Israel. He found at least 10 in day-to-day affairs of the Banjaras. How is it possible that this could have been maintained for thousands of years if these people are not Jewish or not from the ancient house of Israel? It just fell down from the sky?
Yeah. No. Some people will follow. Some people will continue their tradition and the embroidery or some things. But but why? If the Gor provinces of Afghanistan is origin or Israel is origin, why there are many people who don't find in Israel or in Afghanistan? If the origin is Israel or Afghanistan, the number of Banjaras are we will not found, and the cultural aspects of also we are not founding.
No, see,
Not
okay,
fine.
Ayal, I'll give you.
Ivan,
Yes.
to me.
Sir,
Yeah.
Ayal has the mic now.
Yes, I can speak.
Yes.
yeah.
Please.
Yes, thank you. Yes, Professor Nayak.
Yeah.
I want to suggest, according to Ivar question, I want to suggest another theory which very much interesting me, and I would like to hear your opinion, and Dr. Ramesh also as well. You know the story about Gaspar de Gama.
No, I don't.
No, Gaspar de Gama. He was the secretary of Vasco da Gama. Yes, and he was a Jewish. He was a Jewish that arrived from Poland to South India in the time of the Spanish accent. Yes?
Yeah.
He was escaped to India. And he was very intelligent person, so he became to be the helper, the secretary of Vasco da Gama. And he became to be Christian, and he received the name da Gama, according his master.
Sir,
Wait, Ramesh, wait.
2 or 3 more sentences, please. Again. 3 more sentences, please. He was following the ships of Vasco da Gama. He was arrived to Alexandria Beach, and in Alexandria he was taken to the jail, and the king of Bijapur, I think Adil Shah, the king of Bijapur, he was he gave money to take him out from the jail in Alexandria, in Egypt. And the king of Bijapur, he brought him to Bijapur, and he forced him to be a Muslim, and he make him like a big, I say it in your language, like a big pecha, yes, but only after he was receiving Islam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, this is very interesting story about Gaspar de Gama, a Jewish that became to be Christian and after became to be Muslim.
Okay.
And he was arrived from Spain. And my thinking is that may some of the Banjara people also arrived from Spain, Portugal in the beginning of 15th century. They was arrived to South India, to Goa Beach, or maybe Calicut Beach. They was arrived there, and because of the inquisition of the Portugals, they was escaped to the Tanda. They was escaped to Bijapur, escaped to Gadag, and so forth. And I'm thinking, I didn't prove it yet, but I'm thinking that some of the Banjaras had been mixed with these Jewish people that arrived from Portugal.
Okay.
Yes, you
Ramesh,
got me?
Let me say something.
I was understood?
May I say something?
Nancy,
Since I
yes.
studied at the University of Lisbon, I know very, very well Portuguese history and all that. And I think, it's interesting, but this could be so easily proved with DNA testing
Okay.
about Sephardic ancestry. At this time in history, it would be very, very simple. But I think besides all of that, what I'm hearing is the whole notion of the Banjara people were experienced a lot of persecution, and because of this, when you're persecuted, you tend to hold on to your cultural assets that you have and your history. And this is a huge intergenerational trauma over many, many generations, and it shapes and impacts on the culture. And because of this, then, like the professor is saying, there are instances where, under duress, the necessity to convert was another strategy to, on the outside, be part of the dominant religion, but within, to preserve their Banjara-ness, if I can put it that way. So this makes sense, but I think that the more ancient roots, like Ivar is pointing out, that there must also be this, and like your work too, that it's uncanny that there's this preservation of cultural and religious factors that the Banjara have been able to maintain, that they have wanted to maintain these traditions, that it provided some kind of a very special sense of identity. And so the chain goes on. I mean, that's why, with identity, it's a very emotional and intense kind of experience. And it's very striking, all these similar, I have to say.
Okay, let me say something, Nancy. You are sitting and watching two
Yes.
very important Banjaras. D.B. Naik is the former vice chancellor
Hello.
of the Folklore University of Haveri. He is one of the leading Banjaras when it comes to searching for the origin of the Banjaras in folklore. Ramesh Chavan is the new national president. Ramesh, you have to arrange for a
Yes,
conference. You have to arrange for a conference.
Yes, sir.
If we don't get this out to the
Yeah.
public, what is the use of what we are doing? Please speak, Ramesh.
I'm
Okay.
honored. I'm
Yeah.
honored to meet you gentlemen very much. It's
Yeah.
a big honor. So I'm
Madam? Madam?
but let me tell you about my background just a little. My doctorate
Yes.
is in Islamic literature, 16th century Spain, Western literature, Hadith. I myself am Jewish, but and my parents were Jewish, and my grandfather was Rav. It was very common. He was a rabbi, from Latvia, and I'm Eastern European, but I have a specialty in Sephardic Jewry. And then I became a psychoanalyst many years, and a PT, a post-traumatic stress expert. And
Yes.
then, and in addition to that, a military contractor. And I was supposed to deploy to Afghanistan. I don't know if you know this, but I was supposed to deploy to Afghanistan in 2008 with the U.S. Army. So I have Afghan studies expertise. So all of this is very interesting to me. And the one thing that I would encourage is to also think about the nexus between trauma, intergenerational transmission of the culture in conjunction to strategies, how to preserve the culture of the Banjara, which obviously you have been able to do. And there are these
Nancy,
more than inklings
time
of
is
Judaic
up.
roots.
Time is up. We have too short time. Thank you so much, all of you, for attending. I will arrange for a webinar again next month. Thank you so much for attending. I will send you the.
Yes, sir.
I will send you the.
Thank you, sir.
The PDF to all of
Yes,
you.
sir.
And
You-
Ramesh,
you're-
please arrange for a conference
you're-
early next
you're
year.
distant.